Hidden beneath the rolling plains of southeastern Romania lies one of the strangest and most isolated ecosystems on Earth, Muval Cave. For millions of years, 5.5 million. To be precise, this cave has been sealed off from the surface world, shut away behind thick limestone walls, with no sunlight, no fresh air, and no direct connection to rivers or rainfall. It is a place where the rules of biology, as we know them, have been rewritten. And yet, against all odds, life not only survives here, but thrives in ways few scientists ever imagined. When explorers first stumbled upon the cave in 1986 during geological surveys for a power plant, they did not expect to find an underground world. So alien it could have been mistaken for another planet. Beneath the Earth, they encountered a habitat entirely isolated from the outside environment, like a bubble frozen in time. But what shocked them most was not the cave itself, it was the discovery that, within this sealed chamber, dozens of unique organisms had been quietly evolving in complete darkness, untouched by the rhythms of the surface world. A world without sunlight. Life on Earth, at least as we usually imagine it, depends on the sun. Plants capture its rays, animals eat the plants, and predators hunt the plant eaters. But in Muval Cave, that basic law of ecology, the food chain fueled by photosynthesis, simply does not apply. Here, the entire ecosystem is powered by chemosynthesis, a process far rarer than photosynthesis. Instead of drawing energy from sunlight, microbes in the cave oxidize hydrogen sulfide, methane, and ammonia compounds that would be poisonous to most surface life and use them to generate organic matter. These microbes act like invisible gardeners, weaving the first strands of the food web in complete darkness. From this microbial foundation grows an entire ecosystem. Bacterial mats coat the cave walls, forming thin films that other creatures graze upon. Pools of sulfidic water bubble with unseen activity, sustaining colonies of life forms that have not seen the sun for millions of years. To step into Muval Cave is to step into a mirror world, where biology has taken a different path. The residents of Muval Cave, despite its harshness, oxygen levels in the cave are half of what humans are used to. While carbon dioxide levels are dangerously high, Muval Cave is home to more than 50 species of invertebrates, at least 30 of which exist nowhere else on Earth. Each species has adapted in remarkable ways to this chemical underworld. Blind springtails scurry across bacterial mats, nibbling at microbial films that grow like unseen moss in the dark. Having no use for sight, they have lost their eyes entirely. Pigmentation, too, has vanished over the millennia, leaving their bodies pale and ghost-like. Isopods and crustaceans swim slowly through the stagnant pools, surviving on scraps of organic matter. Their metabolism is sluggish, conserving energy in the oxygen-poor environment. Worms and millipedes burrow through the sediment, digesting microbial residue that filters through the water. Predators, spiders, pseudoscorpions, and centipedes stalk this miniature underworld. Like their prey, they have no eyes and no color. Instead, they navigate by touch and chemical cues, sensing vibrations and faint chemical trails in the darkness. In this world, time runs differently. With scarce oxygen and limited resources, creatures move with deliberate slowness. They live longer than their surface relatives, reproduce less frequently, and produce fewer offspring. Survival here is not about speed, but about patience, adapting to a world that rewards conservation over consumption. Evolution in isolation. What makes Muval Cave so extraordinary is not just its ecosystem, but its isolation. While ice ages swept the surface, while mammoths roamed, while humans rose and built civilizations, the cave remained sealed. For 5.5 million years, its inhabitants were locked in a private evolutionary experiment. Cut off from the outside world, these creatures have followed their own evolutionary paths, diverging from their surface ancestors in ways that highlight the adaptability of life. The loss of eyes and pigment is one example, but their biochemistry has also shifted. Some organisms tolerate toxic gases that would kill most animals. Others possess enzymes fine-tuned to function in oxygen-starved conditions. Each adaptation is a testament to evolution's creativity in the face of extreme constraints. To study Muval Cave is to glimpse what life might look like if Earth had evolved under completely different circumstances, or what life might resemble on other worlds. A glimpse into alien biology. Astrobiologists, the scientists who study the potential for life beyond Earth have a special fascination with Movil Cave. Why? Because the cave demonstrates that life does not need sunlight to exist. On worlds like Europa, a moon of Jupiter, or Enceladus, a moon of Saturn, where sunlight never penetrates thick ice shells, scientists suspect that hydrothermal vents beneath the ice could host ecosystems fueled by chemosynthesis. Movil Cave is a living proof of concept, a miniature version of an alien biosphere, right here on Earth. Just as microbes in Movil Cave oxidize hydrogen sulfide to build a food web, similar microbes could survive beneath the icy crusts of distant moons, feeding strange alien ecosystems we can barely imagine. A fragile world yet, despite its resilience, Movil Cave is fragile. Its ecosystem has balanced itself delicately for millions of years, and any disturbance could tip the scales. Scientists who enter the cave must take extreme precautions, limiting exposure and preventing contamination. Even a small change in introduced bacterium, a shift in temperature, could disrupt the entire system. Because of this fragility, access to the cave is strictly controlled. Only a handful of researchers are permitted inside, and even then, for short periods of time. What they have uncovered so far is astonishing, but it likely represents only the beginning of what this hidden world has to teach us. Lessons from a dark world. Movil Cave forces us to reconsider what life needs to survive. Sunlight, once thought essential, is revealed to be only one option. Oxygen, usually seen as a universal necessity for complex life, is shown to be negotiable. Even in conditions hostile to humans, ecosystems can arise, adapt, and persist for millions of years. It also raises questions about resilience and vulnerability. The creatures of Movil Cave are perfectly adapted to their environment, but only to their environment. Remove them from the cave, and they cannot survive. Their world is both a triumph of evolution and a reminder of the fragility of life when isolated. The living time capsule. In many ways, Movil Cave is not just a cave, it is a time capsule. It holds within it a record of evolutionary processes sealed away since before humans existed. To peer into its depths is to glimpse an alternate Earth, one where sunlight never rose, where chemical energy replaced solar energy, and where life carved out its own strange path in the shadows. For scientists, it is a reminder that the story of life is broader than we ever imagined. For the rest of us, it is a humbling symbol of nature's ability to survive in the most unlikely places. Movil Cave shows us that life is not fragile, it is endlessly adaptable. Even in a chamber sealed for 5.5 million years, cut off from sun, rain, and wind, life has found a way. And in doing so, it reminds us that when we search the stars for signs of life, we may need to look not for worlds like ours, but for worlds like Movil, hidden dark, and alive in ways that defy expectation. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.